Tim Two Wheels here, and on today's how-to, I want to show you just how easy it is to upgrade your foot pegs and shifter on a KLR650. Stick around, we'll get started right after this. Okay, so I've decided to upgrade the foot pegs and shifter on my KLR650. Any of you guys who have ridden a KLR off-road know that the stock foot pegs can get pretty slippery when your feet are wet or muddy. The rubber coating on there is fine for around town and also for some light off-roading, but if you're going to get into any nasty stuff, you really need to go with a more aggressive off-road oriented foot peg. For that reason, I've chosen the IMS Pro Series foot peg. Now here's the part number for a KLR. IMS makes these to fit a bunch of different bikes, so make sure you get the right one. I picked these up on Amazon for about $72. I'll put a link below. Also, you can get them on Rocky Mountain and other vendors as well. Again, I'll provide the links below. While I'm at it, I'm also going to upgrade the shifter. Now the stock shifter is a little short for my feet and the spring loading doesn't work very well. And any of you guys out there with larger feet may want to consider going with the IMS Flightline Shift Lever as well. It's a great match for the foot pegs. It extends it out about 1 inch and it gives you a much better shifting feel to your bike. There's not really any gotchas to watch out for with this install. It's very simple and straightforward. For the foot pegs, you're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. I recommend the kind with serrated jaws to grab that ring and pull it out. For the shifter, all you need is a 10mm wrench. Now, for the difficulty rating, this is a very simple job, so I'll give it 1 wrench. And it's going to take about 30 minutes. All right, enough talk, let's go get started. As you can see, I already have the IMS shifter on, and I'll talk through the installation of this. So the first thing is underneath this pin, there is a moon clip or a C-clip, and I'll show you a close-up of it here. So using a pair of needle nose pliers, again preferably with serrated teeth to grip the clip and pull it out, you simply get a hold of it on the side opposite of the opening and pull it off, and it looks just like that. Lay that aside, make sure you don't lose that little guy. Then it's just a matter of pushing this pin out, pulling it out, and like that. And again, lay that aside, and the old foot peg comes right off. You can see these are not really spring loaded like the new ones, and I'll show you how they work, but there's a little metal clip or washer that goes on here that rubs against this framework, and which allows some sort of tension, but again, not really spring loaded. So let's lay the old rubber grip aside and take a look at our new IMS Pro Series. Again, a nice wide platform for putting your foot. There's serrations here, as you can see, to really grip your boot. Super handy for off-road, as we've talked about already. Furthermore, these foot pegs are spring loaded. Each of them, the set comes with 2 of these springs, and it's real easy. On the base of the mount, you'll see there's a bit of a collar here, or shaft, that this spring simply lays over like this. The flat part goes over top of the foot peg, lays in there just like that. This U-bend goes right over the frame. And so that just simply slides in there like this. And the pin will go back in, and since these are spring loaded, you got to hold a little tension against it to line up the holes. And then slide the pin back in all the way through. Then taking our C-clip, or moon clip as I grew up calling them, put them back on and make sure that it's just around that little recessed notch in the pin, and there you go. It's that easy. So as you can see, these are truly spring-loaded foot pegs. All right, so I wanted to compare the size of the two just a little bit. The IMS Pro Series foot pegs give you a bit of a wider platform than the factory. And not only that, you get the serrations that really dig into your boot and give you firm footing off-road. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the IMS shifter.
And aside from just being an extended shifter, which gives me about another inch out to get out toward the tip of my toe better, it's also stiffer and shifting is much more positive. So I wanted to show you a comparison between the original shifter, which is here in my hand, and it looks sturdy built, it looks like a fine shifter, but there's a couple of problems with it. Apparently there is some flex. It's a little short for people with larger feet like myself. I wear a size 12 shoe. So as you can see, the IMS moves it out here about an inch. Not only that, the original shifter rode right inside this groove in the casing, so it was much closer to the engine. So this brought it out a little bit as well as forward about an inch. The IMS shifter is truly spring-loaded. It's much more sturdily built, and it pops right back out when it hits. Okay, so to replace this shifter, all you really need is a 10mm wrench to get in there and loosen this bolt. Now, there's one thing that's important to note here if you've not changed a shifter before, is in the shaft there is a groove in the middle of the teeth. But if you just loosen the bolt like I have it here and then try to work it off, it's going to be very stiff. And the reason for that is you need to take this bolt all the way out when you're removing the shifter. And why is because the bolt protrudes into the shaft space just enough to fit into that groove that's around the shifter. So you want to take this bolt all the way out, and then the shifter will just slide right off very easily, and you don't risk damaging any of the teeth. Likewise, when you're putting the new shifter on, make sure you take the bolt all the way out and slide it onto your shaft first and get it positioned. That'll make it easy to adjust it, test it, pull it off, adjust it up and down if you need to, and then put the bolt in. You've got just enough room to get that bolt in there, and then screw it all the way down, and that will lock it onto your shaft. As you can see, it's tight space. I was not able to get even a small ratchet, a 1/4-inch ratchet with a socket in there, so I just used a flat wrench. Now, it took me a little while longer because, as you can see, there's space in here because the foot peg's blocking some. You can come out here and put your wrench on, and you've got a little bit of room to work with here. So if you have a ratchet type wrench, it makes the job a lot easier because you can get in here and then just do this bit, tighten it right up. So the combination of the two work very well together, and I've been quite happy with it.
I think you'll agree that was a pretty simple job, and I hope that showed you enough so that you'll be willing to take this job on yourself. Really easy, well worth the effort. In summary, I'd like to give you my impressions of the products. Overall, the fit, finish, and quality of the IMS products has been excellent. I give it 4.5 stars. It also offers excellent value, and in the Tim2 Wheels smiles per dollar ratio, I give it 5 stars. The performance after riding with the products about a month have been very good, have been excellent. The foot pegs are firm, no slippage, they feel great. Also, the shifter has just made a world of difference. It is much smoother, much more precise shifting. I can't believe how little flex there is and how much difference there is from a stock shifter. I highly recommend both these products. I think you'll be really happy with any of them. As always, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please click the like button and support the channel by clicking subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming soon. This is Tim2 Wheels, and that's how I do it.